In our previous video, we have studied about cell and its discovery, and we have learnt about microscope, compound microscope, and how an onion peel structure it looks under compound microscope. So today we will learn about unicellular and multicellular organisms. See, Schleiden and Schwann, they proposed cell theory. Cell theory that all the plants and animals they are made up of cells. All the plants and animals. And Purkinje, it developed it, it added that all the pre-existing cells, the cells which are new, they arises from pre-existing cells. Okay? So, see, there are some organisms which have single cell, which have only one cell. They are single cell organisms. Like amoeba, paramecium and chlamydomonas. They have only one cell, and in them one cell acts as a whole individual. So they are unicellular organisms. What they are? They are unicellular organisms. And got it? Single cell because in them one cell acts as a whole individual. And organisms like plants, animals and some fungi, they are multicellular organisms because we have so many cells in us. But we cannot see because cell is not visible through naked eyes. So we are multicellular organisms. So children, here I have drawn different types of cells because cells, they are not of same type, they are not of same shape, they are of different types. So here this is nerve cell which is found in humans, and this is smooth muscle cells. This is also found in human being or in multicellular organisms in mammals. This is ovum and this is bone cell. This is fat cell and these are the cells. Leukocytes, this is also called WBC, and this is amoeba. Why I have drawn amoeba here? Because this is also a single celled organisms. So children, see, cells are of different shape and of different size. Like nerve cell, this is elongated, and nerve cell, this is the longest cell in human body. This is the longest cell. Smooth cell, smooth muscle cell, this is tapering at the ends. This is tapering at the ends, and this is spherical in shape. These cells, these are branched. So cells, they are of different shape and size. Children, you know, there are some cells which can change their shape and size. Usually cells, they do not change their shape and size, but WBC in human beings, or we call it leukocytes. What do we call it? Leukocytes. So WBC, white blood cells, these are the cells which can change their shape and size. And same this happens with amoeba also, because in amoeba, it is a single-celled organisms which have pseudopodia. These false wheat. So it can change its shape and size. So children, the cells are of different shapes and their size also varies, because some plants and animal cells, they are visible to the naked eyes. Like eggs of reptiles, amphibians and birds, we can see through our naked eyes, and there are some algae which we can see through naked eyes. And you know, bacteria, its size is from 0.2 to 5 micrometer. This sign, we call it micrometer. And largest cell, what is the largest cell? Ostrich egg. This is the largest cell in the world. And which is the smallest cell in the world? PPLO, or we call it mycoplasma. So full form of PPLO is pleuropneumonia-like organisms. What? Pleuropneumonia-like organisms, or we call it mycoplasma. And number of cells also, it varies because it depends on the shape and size of the organism. If organism is of bigger size like elephant, whale, so there must be number of cells, uncountable cells. And if the creature is small, so their number means number of cells will also decrease. And each living cell, it performs a certain basic function. That are the characteristics of all living forms. Means each living cell, it performs a certain basic function. Means which are the characteristics of living things. So cell perform the function which are the characteristics of the living organisms. Its example is like in humans. See, we are multicellular organisms and we have a developed organ system level organization. So we have some organs which perform a specific function, like heart, it pumps the blood, and lungs, what do lungs do? Exchange of gases. They are the site of gaseous exchange. Kidney, its function, main function is to eliminate the waste product from the body. So these organs, they have tissues, and tissues, they have cells in them, and each cell performs a specific function. How? Because cells have some cell organelles in them, and they are same in most of the cells, and cell organelles, they make a cell. So children, what are cell organelles? Each cell has got certain specific components, certain specific parts, and these parts are called cell organelles, and each cell organelle has a specific function. Means there is a division of labor inside the cell also. Means in cell organelles. So there is a specific function of each cell organelle, because cell is a basic structural and functional unit of life. So what is the specific function? Like making new material and clearing up of waste material. You know children, all the cells which are found in different organisms, they have same cell organelles. They have same cell organelles, and their function is also same. Isn't it strange? The cells which are found in different organisms which are alive, in living organisms, their function and their structure is also same. So children, now we will study about the structural organization of a cell. Means how does a cell is organized. If we observe different cells under microscope, you know children, there are three common features which are found almost in all the cells. And what are these? Plasma membrane. Number one feature that is common in all the cells, it is plasma membrane. And second is nucleus. And third is cytoplasm. So what are the three features which are common in most of the cells? Plasma membrane, nucleus, and cytoplasm. And now we will study about plasma membrane. So children, now we are studying about plasma membrane. Plasma membrane, the outer covering of each cell, and it is present in cells of plants, animals, and in microorganisms, because this is the outermost covering of the cell, and it is present in plants, animals, and in microorganisms. It is living, thin, delicate, elastic, and selectively permeable membrane. You know children, what is the meaning of selectively permeable membrane? Selectively permeable membrane means it allows the entry and exit of selective things. It does not allow the entry and exit of all the things. All the things like gaseous exchange and entry of carbon dioxide and exit of carbon dioxide and entry of oxygen in and out of the cells. So This membrane permits the entry and exit of some materials in the cell. It is also prevents movement of some other materials. So, it is called selectively permeable membrane.